There's a revolution happening right now, but it's not in the streets. It's happening in our labs, inside our computers, and even inside our own selves. We are on the edge of engineering not just our world, but ourselves, in ways that were straight out of science fiction just a decade ago. So let's pull back the curtain on the science that's making it all happen.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. Scientists have now successfully grown synthetic human embryos. And yeah, you heard that right, it's happening now, using only stem cells, no sperm, no egg. It's giving us this incredible window into the very first moments of life.
And if that's not wild enough, how about this? Clothes that repair themselves. Imagine a jacket that can heal its own rips and tears in just a few hours. It's actually possible, thanks to engineered bacteria that are woven right into the fabric. It could be the end of our massive textile waste problem.
And the list just goes on. We are now literally creating wood in a lab. By using plant stem cells, we can grow wood tissue, which could completely disrupt the entire $600 billion timber industry and give us a truly sustainable way to build.
So look, this stuff, it's not a glimpse into some far-off future. These breakthroughs are happening right now, moving from the lab into the real world as we speak. So the big question is, how is any of this even possible?
Well, it all comes down to this. We can now rewrite the very code of life itself.
It starts with a tool called CRISPR-Cas9. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a pair of programmable molecular scissors. It can go into our DNA, find a specific gene, and make a precise cut. And this isn't some lab experiment. Just this year, the FDA gave the green light to the very first CRISPR therapy for treating sickle cell disease. We are actively editing human genes to cure diseases today.
And here's the thing. The tech is already evolving. If you think of CRISPR as using cut and paste in a document, a newer tech called prime editing is more like using find and replace. Instead of making a big cut, it just nicks one strand of the DNA and writes in the correct information directly. It's so much more precise, which could open the door to treating way more genetic conditions.
Just look at the timeline from this year alone. It really shows you how fast this is all moving. In January, we get the first CRISPR therapy approved. Fast forward to May, and a new AI for drug discovery is launched. By August, we have those synthetic embryos. And then in September, an AI designs a totally new kind of wind turbine. The gap between a scientific breakthrough and real-world reality, it's shrinking like crazy. So what this all means is that we're making this huge leap. We're going from simply editing the code of life to actually programming it. This is synthetic biology, where we can design an organism to do a specific job, like a bacteria that eats plastic. But to do that kind of programming, you need a pretty powerful partner.
And yeah, you guessed it, that partner is artificial intelligence. But look, we're not talking about the AI that writes your emails or makes funny pictures. We're talking about something way more fundamental. AI is a tool that's changing how science itself gets done.
It's better to think of it as an AI co-scientist. It's already doing incredible things, like designing brand new drugs, coming up with scientific ideas in days that would take humans years to think of. It's even controlling the insanely complex physics inside a nuclear fusion reactor, the process that powers the sun. It's becoming a crucial part of every major lab on the planet.
So you might be wondering, how does it do all this? Well, AI's superpower is its ability to wade through mountains of data, just an impossible amount of complex information, and spot patterns that are totally invisible to us. It finds the hidden signal in all that noise, and that's what's pushing discovery forward so fast.
Okay, so if you think that's wild, there's another layer to this whole thing, one that's even more fundamental than biology or the AI we know. We're starting to tap into the bizarre, incredibly powerful rules of quantum physics.
For years, quantum computing felt like it was always just around the corner. But now it's actually starting to become a reality. By using these weird quantum rules, these machines can tackle problems that would stump even the world's biggest supercomputers. It's like we're finally learning to speak the universe's native language.
All right, so let's take a step back. You've got bioengineering, you've got AI, and now you have quantum science, all hitting their stride at the exact same time. This leads us to the biggest question of all. What does this brave new world actually mean for us? Let's talk about the promise and the peril. The upside here is just mind-blowing. We're talking about technology that could literally reverse diseases of aging or grow you spare parts, a new kidney maybe, if you need one. Imagine making plastic from algae that just disappears when you're done with it, or designing synthetic trees that are super efficient at pulling carbon out of the air. The potential to solve our biggest problems is right there.
But of course, with that kind of power comes some pretty serious risks. Let me paint you a picture, a cautionary tale from the not-so-distant future, say 2058. In our search for efficiency, we use CRISPR to make all our livestock genetically identical. But that perfection becomes a huge weakness when a new virus hits. With no genetic diversity left to fight it, it just rips through the population, wiping out our food supply.
And look, these dangers aren't just some sci-fi scenario. We're seeing issues right now. You've got misinformation about these very technologies eroding public trust, which slows down progress. And then you have real-world stuff, like the permafrost melting and potentially releasing ancient zombie viruses that our immune systems have never, ever seen before. The tools we build can solve problems, but they can create new ones too.
It really all comes down to this quote from Jennifer Doudna, one of the pioneers of CRISPR. She said, "The question is not whether we will modify genes, but how we will use this technology." And that really is the heart of the matter, isn't it? The tech is here. The real challenge now is about our wisdom. Who gets to decide how it's used?
So when you put it all together, here's the bottom line. For the very first time in human history, we are getting the power to consciously engineer the fundamental building blocks of our reality. Biology through gene editing, intelligence with AI, and the very nature of matter itself using quantum science.
We're standing at this incredible crossroads, holding the most powerful tools our species has ever dreamed of. And that leaves all of us with one final, really profound question to think about. What kind of world are we going to choose to build?